12-year-old Emma Carter wasn't allowed to eat at the dinner table. Instead, her stepmother placed a dog's bowl on the kitchen floor and ordered Emma to eat
You
from
heard
it.
me.
But the moment her father came home,
Now eat.
that same woman became the perfect loving stepmother. Emma thought no one would ever believe her, until one afternoon, a lawyer knocked on their door, carrying a briefcase that held a $47 million secret, the perfect house. From the outside, the Carter mansion looked perfect. White marble walls, a long, curved driveway, and a fountain that sparkled under the sun. But inside that beautiful house, something very different was happening. Emma Carter was only 12 years old, and 3 years earlier, she had lost the most important person in her life, her mother, Sophia Carter. Sophia had been kind, warm, the kind of mother who tucked Emma into bed every night. But after Sophia passed away, Emma's father, Daniel, slowly changed. He buried himself in work, business trips, meetings, flights across the country, New York, Chicago, San Francisco. Sometimes he was gone for weeks. And during those long weeks, Emma was left alone with her stepmother, Victoria. Emma stood in the kitchen, confused. Victoria placed the bowl on the floor. Dinner leftovers filled the metal dish.
What are you doing?
Emma looked up slowly.
Just take it, please.
"Where's my plate?" Victoria smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. "Oh, sweetie. I thought we'd try something different tonight." Emma hesitated. Victoria's voice suddenly hardened. "Eat." Emma didn't move. Victoria stepped closer. "If you ever want your father to believe you again, you'll do exactly what I say." Emma slowly knelt on the floor, her hands shaking. And that night, she ate dinner from a dog bowl. It became their secret ritual. Whenever Daniel left town, Emma's place at the table disappeared, and the bowl returned. When Victoria first entered Emma's life, she seemed wonderful. She bought Emma dresses, she baked cookies, she even helped her with homework. Emma believed she was lucky. Maybe, just maybe, life was getting better again. But everything changed after the wedding. The kindness disappeared, and something darker replaced it. Victoria stopped smiling when Daniel left for work. Her voice changed. Her eyes became cold. There was one other person in the house, a maid named Gloria. Gloria had worked for the Carter family long before Victoria arrived. She was kind, protective, almost like a grandmother to Emma. But Victoria had discovered something important about Gloria. Gloria needed money. Her son was in college. Tuition was expensive, and Victoria knew exactly how to use that. She began slipping Gloria extra cash, small envelopes, quiet payments, for keeping the house peaceful. At first, Gloria didn't ask questions, but she knew what the money meant. It meant silence. One afternoon, Emma accidentally dropped a glass of milk. It shattered across the kitchen floor. Victoria exploded. "You useless girl!" She grabbed Emma by the arm, hard. Emma winced in pain. Gloria stood frozen in the doorway. Victoria shoved Emma to her knees. "Clean it up." Emma carefully picked up the glass pieces, but suddenly a sharp shard sliced her finger. Blood dripped onto the floor. Emma tried not to cry. Victoria rolled her eyes. "Stop being dramatic." That moment changed everything, because Gloria saw something she could no longer ignore. This wasn't discipline. This was cruelty, and she had been helping hide it. Whenever Daniel came home, Victoria became someone else entirely. Sweet, gentle, loving. She would sit beside him on the couch and sigh, Emma has been very disrespectful lately. She refuses to listen to me. She even yelled at me yesterday. Daniel frowned. Emma, is that true? Emma's throat tightened. No. Victoria quickly interrupted. It's okay, darling. She's still grieving her mother. Daniel nodded slowly, and Emma realized something painful. Her stepmother had already won. Because the more Emma tried to defend herself, the worse she looked. So, eventually, Emma stopped talking. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. A black Mercedes rolled up the driveway. A tall man stepped out. Gray hair, dark suit, leather briefcase in his hand. Gloria answered the door.
Yes?
My name is Mr. Harrison. I'm looking for Emma Carter. Victoria appeared behind Gloria instantly. Who are you? I'm the family attorney for Sophia Carter's estate. Victoria's smile froze. Sophia's estate. Emma slowly stepped forward. I'm Emma. Mr. Harrison looked at her carefully, and his voice softened. I've been trying to find you for 3 years. The living room felt tense. Mr. Harrison placed his leather briefcase on the table. Victoria watched him closely. Something about this man made her uneasy. Emma sat quietly beside Gloria. Mr. Harrison slowly opened the briefcase. Inside were thick legal files, old documents, and one sealed envelope. He spoke calmly. Emma, everything I'm about to explain started with your grandmother. Emma frowned slightly. My grandmother? Yes. Her name was Margaret Whitmore. Victoria crossed her arms. And why exactly are you here? Mr. Harrison looked directly at Emma. 2 years ago, your grandmother passed away. Emma looked confused. I didn't even know I had a grandmother. Mr. Harrison nodded. That's because she and your mother lost contact many years ago. When your mother was 16, your grandmother left. The room went quiet. Mr. Harrison continued. Years later, your grandmother married a man named Robert Whitmore. Victoria leaned forward. The billionaire? Mr. Harrison nodded. Yes. And when he passed away, he left the majority of his fortune to her. Emma's eyes widened slightly, but Mr. Harrison's voice grew softer. In her final years, your grandmother deeply regretted the mistakes she made. She tried to reconnect with your mother. Victoria suddenly asked sharply, So where is this going? Mr. Harrison reached into the briefcase and removed a document. Before your grandmother died, she created a legal trust. Emma looked confused. What's a trust? It's a legal way of protecting money and property. And your grandmother left everything to her daughter. Emma whispered softly, My mom. Mr. Harrison nodded. Yes. But there's more. He looked at Emma carefully. The estate was valued at approximately, he paused, $47 million. Victoria's face froze. Emma stared in disbelief. That can't be real. Mr. Harrison nodded slowly. I thought the same thing when I first handled the documents. But there was a problem. He folded his hands. Your grandmother passed away 2 years ago, and the trust required me to find your mother. Emma's eyes filled with emotion. But my mom... Mr. Harrison nodded sadly. Yes. By the time I located the Carter family records, I discovered your mother had already passed away. The room went silent. Mr. Harrison continued. For 3 years, I searched for your family. Old addresses, hospital records, school records, anything that could lead me here. Victoria suddenly leaned forward. So what happens to the money now? Mr. Harrison looked directly at Emma. The trust states very clearly, if Sophia Carter was no longer alive, the entire estate transfers to her daughter. Emma blinked slowly. You mean me? Mr. Harrison nodded. Yes, Emma. Every dollar, every property, everything your grandmother inherited from Robert Whitmore now belongs to you. $47 million. The words hung in the air. Victoria's heart began racing, because suddenly, the girl she had been humiliating was one of the richest children in the city. Just then, the front door opened. Heavy footsteps echoed through the hallway. Daniel Carter walked into the house. He had returned from his business trip earlier than expected. He stopped when he saw the stranger in the living room. What's going on? Emma immediately stood up. Dad! Mr. Harrison stood and offered his hand. Mr. Carter, my name is Harrison. I'm the attorney handling Margaret Whitmore's estate. Daniel frowned. Margaret Whitmore? Emma spoke softly. She was Grandma. Daniel looked confused. Emma handed him the legal documents. Daniel slowly read the first page, then the second. His expression changed. You're telling me my daughter just inherited $47 million? Mr. Harrison nodded calmly. Yes. Daniel sat down heavily in the chair. Victoria tried to smile. Well, that's wonderful news. But Daniel looked at Emma. Sweetheart, why are you crying? Emma didn't answer. Instead, Gloria stepped forward, her voice shaking. Sir, there's something you need to know. Daniel looked at her. What is it? Gloria hesitated. Then she spoke. It's about what's been happening in this house when you're away. The air in the living room turned cold. Daniel slowly stood up. His eyes moved from Gloria to Victoria. What is she talking about? Victoria forced a laugh. Oh, please. You're not going to believe some ridiculous story. But Gloria continued. She made Emma eat from a dog's bowl. Daniel froze. What? Gloria nodded. Every night when you traveled. Victoria jumped to her feet. That's a lie. Daniel looked at Emma, his voice trembling. Emma, is this true? Emma slowly nodded. Yes. The room fell silent. Daniel looked at Victoria, his voice filled with anger. You humiliated my daughter like an animal? Victoria crossed her arms. She's spoiled. She needed discipline. Daniel slammed his hand on the table. That's not discipline. That's cruelty, Victoria shouted back. You're overreacting. Daniel pointed toward the door. I want a divorce. The word echoed through the room. Victoria's face went pale. You can't be serious. I am. You lied to me. You abused my child. And you thought you'd get away with it. Emma suddenly stepped forward. Dad, wait. Daniel looked down at her. What is it? Emma took a deep breath, her voice soft. Please don't divorce her. Everyone in the room stared at her. Daniel looked shocked. Emma, after everything she did? Emma nodded slowly. Grandma wrote a letter to Mom. Mr. Harrison reached into his briefcase and handed Emma the envelope. Emma looked at the handwriting. Her grandmother's final words. She spoke quietly. She said she regretted being cruel to Mom, and she asked for forgiveness. Emma looked up at her father. My mom never got the chance to read that letter. So maybe she wanted me to learn from it. Daniel's voice softened. What are you saying? Emma spoke gently. Mom always said, kindness is stronger than revenge. So I don't want hate in this house. Daniel stared at his daughter, a 12-year-old girl showing more compassion than most adults. Victoria sat silently on the couch, tears slowly forming in her eyes. For the first time, she realized the damage she had caused. And Daniel understood something in that moment. His daughter was far stronger than anyone in that room.